Welcome back. It's the big old Barry. And the big old Barry want to see why other people stop watching the WWE. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. And if you ask them, you find out you don't fucked around.
Huh?
Don't make sense? Don't have to. If you're ready, like the big old Barry ready, then we're gonna get right to it.
Wrestling seems to be enjoying a comeback with weekly wrestling shows airing Monday through Friday, ranging from big promotions like AEW and WWE to smaller promotions such as Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor and MLW. So why are fans tuning out of the WWE? What's creating this steady decline in world wrestling entertainment? Well, join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 11 reasons why fans are turning off the WWE.
I'm saying, the reason why I keep on saying writing because I remember there was an article that came out that said that one of the writers for WWE never even watches the show. They've never seen the show. They don't know who the characters are or anything. They got fired, yes, but they were still writing for the show, and they don't know anything about the fucking show.
Let's get back to
Number 1, a worthless women's division.
Really?
WWE can boast about its women's revolution and how the company has come a long way from the Divas era, and while the days of Playboy pillow fights and bra and panty matches seem to be over, the WWE continues to treat its female athletes as an afterthought. Whether it's female performers disappearing for weeks at a time, the WWE randomly pairing women into tag teams, and yes, we do know the WWE does this with its men, that doesn't count as treating the men and women equally, or a lack of building new stars, the women's division is pretty awful. Other than Bayley, it's difficult to think of any female performer who's been booked well. Just remember the time that Shayna plowed through about 5 women in the Elimination Chamber match? What happened to that? How did WWE not carry on that dominance?
I'm sorry. If they wrote any man to take out 5 dudes in the Elimination Chamber, that man is primed to be the WWE champion within the next 2 to 3 fucking weeks.
Well, no matter how much Stephanie McMahon brags that the WWE pushes its female wrestlers as much as the males,
They don't.
The weekly product says otherwise.
Water and Shayna Baszler. No, and the
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
that we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
Get the fuck out of here, Chief. Fire her now.
Endless rematches. Did you miss that pay-per-view match between 2 of your favorite wrestlers? Well, chances are you won't have to worry because the WWE will air it the next day on Raw or a few days later on SmackDown.
Why?
That's only the beginning though, as the WWE repeats the same bout a few more times before airing it again on pay-per-view. The
Why?
WWE's recycling program is a testament to the sheer laziness found in WWE creative.
That's what I'm
Rematches can be
saying, the
exciting
writers.
when done properly, whether it's adding a stipulation to a subsequent match or bringing in a tag partner to help out in a singles feud. However, several
At least if you're gonna do it, have it go back and forth. That way it's like, okay, he won that one, he won that one, he won that one. Okay, who's gonna end this off? But we gotta end this off soon though.
been poorly booked for some time, but never has there been such an explosion of teams splitting up. Breaking up tag teams is a time-honored tradition in professional wrestling, as it's been used to effectively set up big feuds with the intent of creating 1 or 2 single stars from that team. When done right, a tag team split can create some
yeah, the
riveting
Shield, I do
drama as
remember
fans
that.
watch friends turn into foes. Well, the problem, like many WWE storylines, is a lack of planning and follow-up. There have been numerous instances of badly booked breakups, including the Iconics and Heavy Machinery. For Heavy Machinery, the WWE had a popular team that provided a mix of power wrestling and comedy.
I'm about to say,
Never gave him a chance as Tucker was drafted to Raw. Number 4,
What?
ignoring.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I know I don't know anything about them, right? Heavy Machinery, they seem like they're fun. They seem like they can handle business, but they're fun dudes at the end of the day, right? And I think with that, I think teams like that should stay together for a long time. They should be like the Dudley Boys. Team that doesn't really separate, even though they can be their own individual thing, but like they're really good as like a team. You're gonna break a team up, at least break a team up that like, okay, they're kind of getting at the end of like what we can do with them or what they can do. So then it's like, you know what? It makes sense because then the fans are starting to get bored on them. And it's like, you know what? No, fuck this. Fuck you. What? The big old Barry has something to say, okay?
You see all these lit biscuits around here in the back room writing, thinking they pushing women forward when all they doing is making them mediocre. Oh my goodness, brother. My my goodness. What you gotta understand here is when you have a good team, a good chemistry, you keep them together. Stop having everybody switch up because it's not a plot twist. When the plot twist becomes the norm, it's no longer a plot twist. It's now just twisting my nads, and they hurt.
Number 5, pathetic payoffs. We've all heard the phrase, it's not so much about the destination as it is about the journey.
Yeah.
And in some respects, this applies to storytelling.
Ooh,
However, no matter
bro.
how good the build-up for a story is, fans expect a substantial payoff when it comes time to executing a feud or ending one. Let's look at the 2 examples of the biggest potential money feuds that had terrible payoffs. The first is the heavily featured feud between the Golden Role Models team of Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Oh, wow.
The 2 gelled well as 2 arrogant heels that fans knew were going to eventually end up fighting. While they were forced to drag this feud out longer than anyone wanted, rumor has it they were hoping to have fans at 2020 SummerSlam, and when they didn't happen, that kept the feud going. And while that's excusable, the WWE painted themselves into a corner when they finally had Bayley turn on Sasha Banks, putting the 2 in a Hell in a Cell match for their first match. As fans know, Hell in a Cell is usually where feuds end,
Yes.
so when Banks beat Bayley, there was nowhere for the
That was
feud to
it.
go,
That was
and they
it.
took the cheap way out by Bayley saying she'd fight Banks again, but only when she was ready and on her terms. The next fizzled feud was The Fiend vs Randy Orton.
I do remember
Despite
this.
The Fiend's pinfall loss to Goldberg at 2020 Super Showdown,
My thing is, right?
Bray Wyatt's demonic doppelganger had been booked strongly, so the WWE cleverly booked the 2 in a Firefly Inferno match, thus giving Orton a way to beat The Fiend without pinning him or making him submit. Afterwards, the WWE teased The Fiend's return and managed to keep fans guessing when he'd return for revenge. Incredibly, they didn't have The Fiend return until Fastlane, setting up a high-profile match for WrestleMania 37. Unfortunately, the match was as anticlimactic as it could be, with Bliss turning heel on The Fiend and Orton pinning the
What? It's so dumb. Whenever they try to, they have something that's built up. Because when I saw the whole flames and everything, I'm like, oh shit, they're building up like it's Kane, like a Kane return, like something of that stature, right? And then they bring him back for the person that was introducing him to turn on him, and then Randy Orton win. It's, I think some of these writers think they fucking M. Night Shyamalan or something. A plot, just because you have a twist doesn't make it good.
When the plot twist becomes the norm, it's no longer a plot twist. It's now just twisting my nads, and they hurt.
The whole point was you bringing him back, not knowing when he was coming back, and he's terrorizing him like the boogeyman. And then you proceed to bring him back only for the person that was with him to turn on him with all these extra theatrics and whatnot, and then lose. Me personally, even though I didn't see the match, and I guess the match was anticlimactic as well, because if the match was good, people can excuse some shit, right? Have Randy Orton lose, and then when he finally pins him, you see Bliss bleeding like that, because like her work has been done and whatnot, and then she like drops, the whole fucking arena goes black, and then she's gone, never to be seen from again. Bliss has now served her purpose, she's gone, you don't have to see her again, whatever. You can recast her as something else. It's like a thematic thing, right? Where it's like, if the whole point of Bliss was to bring the Fiend back, then when the Fiend is back, Bliss's job is done. She can do the bleeding shit and cry and blood cry and die and shit, and then like the character's killed off. You don't have to worry about that Bliss character unless she was trying to plan on writing her in for other shit, which I don't know why. It's a plot device. It's something that's meant to build up for something else. Have a bit more lore, like that builds lore or some shit. Like people theorize and shit like, okay, what was Bliss's purpose? Why did she bleed? Collapse, and then like now she's gone.
The Fiend clean in just 5 minutes. Not to
In
mention
just
with
5
just
minutes.
one RKO.
You have all this big shit just for the Fiend to lose to a singular RKO in 5 minutes. Really? I've seen mad people kick out of more than one RKO. But you have this whole build up just for him to get hit one time with an RKO. If he got hit with it at least 3 times, if it was a drag out fight, then I'm fine. Then I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. Like y'all was really going blow for blow. You slammed him into the box and like you did like some type of sign or something, right? Or you like imagine if he threw him into the box with a pentagram on the side. He does like this, and then he tries to like rush into him, like hit him into it or like hit him through it or something like that, you know, like little theatrical shit like that. It makes moments. It builds lore. It's like, wait, why is the Fiend doing a cross when he's supposed to be like a demon? What else? Then that opens the possibility of things you can do with him, right? Be like, oh yeah, the seeds were sown here and da. People, hardcore fans can explain shit away like no other, right? So you can do shit like that. And shit.
Number 7, boring feuds. We've already looked at the WWE's difficulties giving fans satisfactory payoffs for its storylines, but feuds deserve a mention for the WWE's difficulty in managing them. They occasionally get a feud on the right foot, such as 2020's Orton vs Edge feud. However, the WWE doesn't understand the basic outline of any drama. Like Banks vs Bayley, they put Edge and Randy Orton in a last man standing match for their first encounter.
Why? That's a finale. That's a finale, bro. Edge coming back is a monumentous event, okay? I saw the video on YouTube. I was hype. It was just like I was a kid again. You think you know me? I'm like, Big ol' Barry's like, and I'm just like, yo, the writers, and maybe Vince McMahon too. He just stepped down recently, but like, the writers. What the fuck are y'all doing, yo? Y'all wonder why nobody watches your shit? Bro, why are you putting a last man standing match as the first thing? Y'all niggas can't craft a story to save y'all life anymore. Damn. Y'all happen to get lucky with a good character or two. And then after that, y'all don't know what to do with them. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, if you have so many writers in the writer room, have people dedicated to different people, please. Have people focus on the women's shit. Have people focus on the men's shit. Have people focus on championships, on this championship, that championship. Like, people, the one thing that people will love is that not only one great storyline, but multiple storylines happening, right? And of course, I understand. Let's not make all of them happen at once, but like happen like kind of like as one is starting to fade away, one starting to emerge or some shit. It's like a wave, right? It's like the twin dragon shit. Let's say Avatar, right? It's like they're right there. Like I said, the writers' room is ass. It's ass.
A 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
This shit right here should definitely be a big deal. Let's say Randy Orton for one last time reclaims the Legend Killer. You may have forgotten who I am, but I am still the Legend Killer. Let's say he does that, right? Some other banter or whatnot. Randy Orton is really good on the mic. Same thing with Edge. They come from an era where you have to be really good on the mic. So, all that banter or whatnot, and he says that he reminds him that I'm still the Legend Killer. Bring some lore back. Bring some shit back, man. Bring some shit back. Even though Randy Orton's a legend now, yes, he's still the Legend Killer. Edge is a legend. We all know this. There's a reason why we was all so hyped when he came back. The fact that a last man standing match is the first match is nuts. Have them do like a match or two, test and see each other out. See, so that way you kind of establish where Edge is at, like in the terms of your power scaling. Because I'm just saying that like it's anime and power scaling, because that's what fucking WWE is. Okay, some people are powerful at this time, they're not powerful this time. Have a match where Edge, you can see where Edge is at. Regular match, whatnot. Have like 2 matches, right? Have Edge win one to show that he still got it. Actually, no. Have Randy Orton win one. Have Randy Orton win the first one to prove that he's still that guy. Have Edge win the second one and say like, oh no, don't worry, I've been rusty, but the rust is shaking off. And then have the banter between them saying, I'm the Legend Killer, and I will show it to you at WrestleMania during our last man standing match. Like, come on, like that's, bro, why is that the first match? I'm so upset.
Then expected fans to see them wrestle to see who the best wrestler was in the greatest match ever. Fans also find themselves frustrated by the lack of interesting undercard feuds. Number 8, awful announcing. The WWE has more than a wrestling problem. It has an announcing problem as fans debate what's worse, the product in the ring or the men calling the action. Michael Cole isn't as much awful as he is consistently mediocre. Cole is the epitome of someone who phones it in, relying on cliches. Corey Graves has his moment, but like any potentially entertaining announcer, you can't help but wonder if Vince McMahon has him wearing a shock vest that sets off if he gets too creative. Samoa Joe was a welcome addition to Raw, so naturally they got rid of him.
Adam Cole was never the best announcer. I think it was Lawler that was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the real slobber knocker." I love that term so much, a slobber knocker.
Number 9, corny comedy. For wrestling fans, there are few things as bad as trying to get a friend to check out wrestling only to have the WWE make its latest pitiful attempt at comedy. Whether it's Riddle riding around on his stupid scooter, the New Day throwing tomatoes
I'm sorry.
at Elias and
tomato,
Jackson
tomato,
Riker,
tomato.
or Nia Jax falling on her ass when she's not potatoing opponents.
So that earlier thing with Nia Jax falling, that was on purpose? So the whole point is that, oh, she's big fat woman. She fall down. Ooh, that make laugh. That go ha ha hee hee. That's y'all. Alright.
There are plenty of reasons for potential fans to tune out and
So she
regular
got
fans
slimed.
to turn red with embarrassment. They have enough trouble writing wrestling and should work on improving the wrestling product before trying comedy.
Exactly.
It's next to impossible for wrestlers to pull off the comedy bits that DX, The Rock, and even Stone Cold Steve Austin pulled off during the Attitude Era. Not so much because the product was PG-13, but because today's product is so heavily scripted.
As somebody who hasn't watched it in years, it still annoys the fuck out of me how bad it is. It has become. The big old bear is tired. Big old bear just want wrestling be good again. Well, wrestling is good. It's not WWE. And with that, Big old Barry would like to say, I'll see you when I see you. But you better hope I don't. Because if I do, that's your tuchus. I don't know how to fucking finish this off. It's been July. Know why I say peace because I'm like saying goodbye. Catch y'all.